Hey guys, welcome back to the Reed Homestead. Patrick again. Today's a beautiful day, so I decided to do a little filming outside. Nice and quiet. Kids and all the chaos are inside. There's Bo, right there. German Rottweiler puppy. He's up to 75 pounds. He's 8 months old. Big old boy. Today, we are going to learn how to make super hot pepper extract, chili extract. Okay, this is what we're going to use here. This is what it's going to look like in the end. Okay, now you could buy this online. This, I believe, is an ounce. So an ounce of extract can cost you anywhere from probably $17.50 to $25, depending on where you go. This, which is an astringent, that's going to pull all the oils out of the chili extract. This is going to run you, it's Everclear, so name brand, about same, $17 to $22, $23. You can get an off-brand. They didn't have one, so I'm sticking with that. We're going to do some other things, but this is my Reaper powder, okay? Dehydrated Reaper. It's a mixture of red and orange, or peach, whatever you want to call it. But you can see, there's the Reaper chili powder. It's just dehydrated. If you don't have dehydrated peppers or anything like that, you could always buy some habanero. If you don't have a dehydrator, you could buy some habanero at the store. They sell it. Buy some habaneros. I believe they're red. Some of them are going to be orange, yellow. Buy some habanero. Throw them in the oven at like 130 degrees. Leave them in there for 6 to 10 hours. I mean, I've got a dehydrator, so I leave them just overnight and turn it off the next morning, and it never burns or anything like that. But if you have to do it in the oven, if your oven goes down to 130, I would do it at 130 degrees. 140, you risk it. You risk kind of burning the peppers a little bit. It doesn't matter if your goal is just to make extract. This is ghost pepper. This is the habanero. Okay, so we're going to make a mixture. If you're new to homesteading, a little tip, you could go out and buy and spend money. Usually homesteading is about saving money, cutting costs where you can. So save your glass jars. Okay, you can see this is just minced garlic jar. This was stuffed garlic stuffed olives. This is super hot chili crisp. So if you want to make a chili crisp, it's just olive oil and super hots. I put a little salt and garlic powder in mine, so that's really good. You can use that in soups. I have another shaker full of this Reaper, dehydrated crushed red Reaper, I guess you'd call it. But I've got another shaker that I use in soup. I put this in soup and just about everything a lot of things that I eat. I use this all the time. So this too. Again, save your glass jars. So we're going to make some extract today. Really simple process. And if you want to hear some spicy political commentary, wait until the end of the video, and we'll have some things to say about modern day politics. I've had it, so we're going to start getting involved again. Some of you have asked, what's Conservative Report? It's linked in your bio on your YouTube page. Conservative Report's a site that I started in 2012. By 2014, it was ranked in the top 20 websites in the country. It outranked Drudge Report, Drudge, in 2014. He was popular back then, not so much now, huh? But we had, at one point, we had up to 25 writers. When we moved down to North Carolina, you know, I kind of let the website go, lapsed. The host ended up, you know, closing the website, and none of the data was saved. So I have over 800 articles that I'm obviously going to start reposting and getting Conservative Report back on its feet. So stay to the end for that. But here, this is what I've been doing for the last few years, just kind of homesteading, getting the yard set, taken down. We've taken down probably over 100 trees so far out here, building up gardens, to, you know, basically sustaining our own lifestyle down here. I don't need crap from anyone, okay? So that's what homesteading's about. We're going to cut costs by saving our glass jars, and we're going to learn how to make some extract, learn how to make some, preserve your food that you're growing in your garden. All this is garden grown right here from our homestead. So the last video I showed you how to make ginger bug. You can check that video out right here. So this video, like I said, we're going to learn how to preserve peppers and make some extract. Okay, that's what it'll look like. So how much do you think we should use? This is really simple. I don't know. I don't want to use all of it because I do want to save some of this, but I want to make enough. You know, when you have extract, you're only a step away. Whew. Some of the fines just got in my nostril. Okay, so when you have extract, you can just put a drop or two of this in your soup. You get a bowl of soup or something like that. Or if you're making chili, or if you're making a wing sauce, you just put a few drops of this in there, man. And wow. Also, you're only one step away from creating your own pure crystal capsaicin, capsaicin crystal. Okay, so we'll talk about that in the future as we go through this process of making extract. So let's use a little more. Let's use a little more than that. Okay. Man, I'm kind of, if you're going to do this, you really probably should wear gloves. I'm kind of used to it. I've been handling super hot peppers for a few years now. So you get this in your nose and your lungs. It's a little windy out, so I can definitely feel that on my nose. You want to be careful with this stuff. So I want to save some of this. Okay. Let's use about half of it. About a half a jar. You know, I'm not going to weigh this out and stuff. You know, if you end up using all your peppers, like I said, you could always hit the store, get some habaneros until your new crop is up. So I'm going to save that for a future project. We're going to add some ghost. About the same. Okay. Same amount, half and half. Whatever. You know, not doing anything more than the other. So put a little more in there. I do like extract, so I mean, we have a little more ghost than we do reaper, so I'll use a little more. Either way, when you're making extract, the Scoleville unit, okay, if you're making straight up reaper, crushed reaper extract, it's probably going to be, you know, 14 to 16 million Scoleville units. 16 million's the max. That's where you get your capsaicin crystals. These are both super hots, so I'm going to say this is probably going to be, you know, somewhere between 12 and 15 on the Scoville scale. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So I'm just going to shake this up a little bit. Mix these together. It is just fucking deadly. Okay, shake it up a little bit. About a third of a jar, maybe a little more. Let's put a little more in there. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Pardon me. Okay. Ooh, man. Okay. So, now, what we're going to do, we're going to fill this up. You know, some people are going to say, oh, well, you just need to cover it and, you know, you don't need to use that much. I want to make sure, I'm going to let this go. When we're done adding this Everclear, you know, I'm going to bring it up to about here. And I'm going to keep it in this jar with the lid on it, okay, for probably 2 weeks. I really want to extract all those oils out of the peppers, okay? So let's go ahead. Ordinarily. Now, another thing you could do with your ginger is when you're done with your ginger bug, you could, like I said, you could make a ginger ice cube. You know, just throw the leftover ginger in your blender and puree it. Okay, that's about right. There's Bo. Just gonna add this Everclear. Maybe a little more. Yeah. Okay. You can preserve your ginger with your leftover ginger bug. Make ice cubes, right? Throw it in your blender with a little water and maybe a little sugar. Freeze it in the freezer in an ice cube tray. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is just mix that up. Okay. And then you have ice cubes for your drink, okay? Whether that's lemonade or something a little stronger, something a little tasty. That's a good summer treat. It's very easy to grow ginger. So that in the summer, if you have ginger ice cubes, yeah, you're doing pretty good. Let's show you what this looks like. Okay. Here we are. Okay, so now you can see that oil right in here? You can already see how dark it is. It's already working. Okay. Now with this, you want to be a little patient. Now, okay, look at that. The good thing about these lids, unlike ball, where you get those metal lids, this has a plastic, or kind of like this, film lining on the inside. So ball doesn't have that. If you're using a mason jar for this, I would recommend getting those plastic tops for them. They have little silicone seals. You can find those on eBay. I bought, I think, 20 tops, plastic tops with silicone seals, and it might cost 10 or 15 bucks, but it's worth it. You know, those aluminum lids tend to, depending on what you're using in there in your jar, they'll rust on the inside, so they don't last. Get you some plastic ones or save your jars. You know, kids like dip, chips and dip. Not that they have it every day, but when they do, you know, my wife will go out and buy it for the kids. I don't eat it, but I save the jars. So that's cost cutting. Okay. Chili extract right here. There's your extract. This is what it's gonna look like, and this is called chili crisp. Just olive oil, salt, garlic, and then crushed red reaper. Very easy to make. Now what you're gonna do, probably you know, on a daily basis, I'm gonna keep that lid on for a couple of weeks. You could already see it's extracting the oil. It's cloudy, you know, it's already working. So every day, you're just going to come down, keep the lid on. You're going to come down, shake it up. Shake-a. Okay? Very easy. Do that a few times a day. Just keep it on your counter, keep it in your one of your cupboards, whatever. Keep it out of the reach of the kids. Keep it away from pets and small children. But just shake it up a few times a day. Wait a couple of weeks, okay? And then let me show you what we're going to do in the end. Stand by 1 second. All right, so in the end, you're going to want a way to strain this. You know, I've seen some people put their crushed reds, their crushed reaper or ghost, in like a tea bag type thing, you know, in order to, you know, kind of avoid having to strain it. Other people have used coffee filters, like the paper ones, to strain this in the end. Okay, so here you go. That's called a fine filter. It goes with a coffee machine. You can get this at any grocery store, probably for a few dollars. Just put this on a wide enough jar, and you're going to strain. All those fines will be strained through a fine filter. So just use one of these wire coffee filters, and that'll work. I use this for ginger bug too, and that strains all the fine particles and things like that. So when you really have to rely on straining, unless you're going to go out and buy a fine strainer, these work great. Okay, so shake it up 3 times a day. You know, it'll get dry in the bottom, so you really want to mix that around. Okay, you don't want it caking up down here, so mix it up a few times a day. It doesn't matter how much you shake it as much as you want. You know, the more the better. The idea is to just get all these oils out of these peppers using this. This is astringent right here. Now, if you want to make tincture, and I have a few bottles of tincture from Tom Broom. Also bought some from Late for Work. So thanks guys for those over the years. If you want to make tincture, you know, you can let this go for a little while longer, and then you're just gonna strain it, save the alcohol, because that's what tincture is, basically alcohol based. Strain the peppers, save your alcohol. That's tincture right here. Okay, pretty much already done. I mean, you could leave it in there a few days, a week, but that's tincture. That's how you make it. You can go out and spend 10 bucks a bottle on tincture, or you could buy a big old bottle of alcohol, make your own. Okay, save the money. It's easy to do. This is extract. This is gonna last. I've had this for 8 months. You know, I'll put a couple of drops in stew, soups, you know, stuff like that. If I'm making sauces, you know, I wanna spice it up. Put a few drops in the hot sauce for wings and eggs, stuff like that. So that's really easy to do. Another thing we're gonna go over, you know, we've done some foraging videos here from the yard. This is my foraging pouch. It's a sustainment pouch. Again, Molly sustainment pouch on YouTube. You can get 2 of these for like, I think 12 bucks, you know. Another thing we're going to go over in the south or along the east coast, you have sweet gum trees, you know, these little right here, these like cones and stuff like that have spikes on them. Okay, it's called sweet gum. And sweet gum has been used for over 100 years. It's been used by, you know, native tribes for probably hundreds of years to treat colds and flus and stuff like that. So we'll go over some foraging, how to convert this into a cold remedy. Okay, we're going to extract the seeds from the seed sweet gum and make a natural free Theraflu, basically. Flu and cold remedy. It's got antiviral properties. There's research on it. We'll do a future video on that. So, you know, the idea here is to preserve food, okay? Make things that you like, grow things that you like eating, and save the money, okay? So, it's your money. You've earned it. The idea is to save it. Okay, so if you're just here for the chili extract, you can, you know, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Please subscribe, like if you like the video. We're going to get into some political commentary. You know, conservative report, like I said, it was around in 2012. It was open until 2017. Jack Dorsey from Twitter banned conservative report. They had me, my personal account on Twitter, PS Reed. You remember the Twitter files? The feds were actually watching my account on when Biden was in office. Okay, so I'm still shadow banned by Elon Musk. I've appealed to him for conservative report to be unbanned. They never even gave us a reason. They just banned us. Probably didn't like the conservative commentary. But Jack Dorsey banned us. I contacted Elon, or X. I don't call it X, it's Twitter, twitter.com. So I contacted them, explained the situation. They didn't even get back to me. So conservative report is still banned on Twitter. The federal government was tracking my account, Swift Read on Twitter. So that's a little background on conservative report. I don't really like what I've been seeing. As of late, Trump did not campaign on going after Zelensky and working with Adolf Putin. Okay, you can go around and steal Ronald Reagan's MAGA campaign slogan, which was from the 1980s from Ronald Reagan, but you ain't no Reagan, Trump. You ain't no Reagan. I can tell you that right now. You know, you got these kids, American firsters. Let's just call them what they are. They're libertarians. And you hear commentary. I'm watching some of the different news channels. Bo's upset about it too. I'm watching some of the different news channels calling China, Iran, and Russia right-wing countries. I mean, you've lost your mind. They're communist countries. They're about as far left-wing as you can get. That Trump is working with these guys says a awful fucking lot. And if you don't know what a conservative is, that says a lot too. You're confused about what a conservative is and an American firster. There's no confusion. Conservatives aren't libertarians. We're pro-life. We're pro-marriage. We stand by our allies, our age-old allies. Europe is the biggest trade partner America has. You get ready because the price hikes are coming. You better start growing your own stuff. You're going to tax Mexico. You're going to tax Canada. You're going to tax Europe. All these prices right through the roof. Start growing your own stuff. Learn how to store it, okay? You're not getting taxed. They're not talking about tax cuts in Congress. You think you're going to get a tax? Look, if Steve Bannon, and you listen to this guy, talking about the little guy, you got to take care of the little guy, right? I mean, you're basically parroting liberal talking points from the 90s. You're Bill Clinton with an attitude. That's what you are. Okay, it's a joke. These kids don't know their history. So you take advantage of them. You know, you convince them, oh, we're conservatives. You're not conservative. You're not. Okay? Get ready for the price hikes. You've started an economic trade war. Good job. Price hikes are coming. If you're a populist, like Bannon says, you're a populist, right? Oh, I'm a populist. Yeah, we know about crucify him. We know what populism, gets you. Hung up on a cross is what populism gets you. Okay? But if you're a populist, the last poll I saw, 68% of Americans stand with Zelensky, stand with Ukraine. What you did in that Oval Office is a pathetic disgrace. A pathetic disgrace. Always confronting Europe and Zelensky, always talking shit about him, never saying anything about Adolf Putin and the destruction and death that he's brought with his illegal invasion of yet another neighboring country. So I stand with Europe in support of Ukraine. And I'm walking away from Trump. I didn't vote for him this year based on the bullshit. You don't tell me you're a Christian. I've seen your pastor. It's all about the loot, you moron. Oh, well, if we can get your minerals. No, you're not getting minerals from Ukraine. They don't need you. We've been supplying Europe and NATO for decades with American arms. They don't need you, Trump. They don't need you. Ukraine doesn't need you. You want that Nobel Peace Prize that Obama got. You're still pissed off about that? I mean, are you kidding me? So, yeah, conservative report is coming back. And this is a kind of spicy commentary that you're going to fucking see on a daily basis in your grill. Not that it matters to your little Trump loyalist. So you go ahead and stand with Adolf Putin. You go ahead and stand with China. Now you want to annex Canada? You're talking about buying Greenland? You want to buy Gaza? You're just like China wanting Taiwan. You're just like Putin trying to annex other countries. They're still in Georgia. They've invaded Syria. They've invaded Ukraine. They've invaded Chechnya. All under Putin. Moldova. Romania. Poland's next in the Baltic states. So you, Trump, just started World War III by your cowardice and the way you treated a war-torn president whose people and civilians are dying. You talk about soldiers. What do you think we do? What do you think soldiers do? We sign up to defend our country. We're willing to put our lives in the line in the defense of freedom and our independence, just like Ukraine, who is our ally. We signed the Budapest Memorandum that you shit on. And you shit on the American soldiers with your talk about, oh, Bush's fault for the Iraq war. You got 22 vets a day killing themselves because your fat mouth can't shut up about Iraq and 9/11 and George Bush. You're no better than John Kerry, Donald Trump. And this is what you're going to have coming at you. Sorry about that, guys. If you're just here for the chili extract and not the spicy commentary, this is what I'm doing. Anyhow, we'll get to you next time. This has been the Reed Homestead. Until next time, God bless. There's Bo, very attentive over there. God bless. We'll talk to you. See ya.